Starting yet another story of same two people falling in love in a different way. Mute the volume first. This video is based on imagination. Taehyung's day had been off from the moment he woke up. His mood soared and everything seemed to wrong. First his parents got on his nerves and now his office worker weren't helping either. To top of it, he had lost an important business meeting. Shinny, sir, you can check the paper, it's all because of a mistake. His secretary hurriedly handed him the documents as he walked, trying to keep with his pace. Taehyung snatched the paper from her hand, his eyes darkening, scanned through the papers. Both Taehyung and Shinny glanced in the direction of the laughter, and there was Yo. Wan was laughing with one of the male colleagues, completely oblivious and storm brewing inside him. His fist clenched tightly. God, Miss Van right now, his deep voice angry, sun touched down Sheen's spine. She nodded, smirking slightly as she sensed attention. Taehyung stormed into his office while Sheeny approached. So is calling you one. Her tone was unwillingly happy, and you immediately knew something was off. Nothing is nervously approached Taehyung. After knocking softly on the door, you heard his voice instructing you to come in. As you entered, Taehyung was already staring at you with a pacing cold gaze. The air was warm and liquid. So you call me, your voice favorite as you took in his expression. His jaw clenched so tightly it looked like he was barely holding back his anger. Miss Van, does this company pay you to roam around and chat with other staff? He spoke sternly, his voice dangerously low. Sir, I have already finished my work, so I was just talking with Brad. You shut Red, barely getting the word out, but the moment you mentioned the name of the colleague, Brad, something in him snapped, his eyes darkened and even further, and he ran a hand through his hair in frustration. You are fired, he declared, causing you to gasp in shock. Tears already welling up in your eyes, Taehyung looked away, avoiding your gaze. So you can't fire me without any reason. Taehyung, reason, he shouted, making you flinch. Taehyung, seriously, why you want a reason if I tell my dad what you just said? He had kicked you out of this company without a second thought. His voice rose in anger while you fought hard to hold back your tears. Everything I have done in this company has only ruined things. I don't even know how my dad would trust you. I have been covering your mistake all this time, but now it's out of my hand. When his eyes furious but reflected just how mad he was. I did everything mistaken, just believe me, I told you, and all was Sheen's plan. Then closed his eyes, working his inside of his chicken frustration. Why do you always blame each other? I'm tired of it. After you, I will fire her too. You stared down at your lap, feeling utterly defeated. You never believe me, you whisper, your voice trembling. Taehyung took a deep breath, trying to steady himself. I used to believe in everything, but you have proven me wrong. When he said, his voice was calmer but filled with disappointment. Your eyes filled with tears as you looked at him, desperately clinging to hope, and he left. Give me one chance, please. Don't tell your dad. This job is so important to me. You know why mom is need to surgery. Her voice spoke as if pleaded. Taehyung, I know wine, but that doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. He said sternly, his eyes locked on yours. Please, mistake my bag, you muttered softly, staring down at your lap. Taehyung sighed, taking a sip of water as he struggled to control your sobbing. You couldn't afford to lose the job. Your mom's surgery depended on it. Please don't fire me, your voice favorite desperate. Placing your word. Fine, I won't fire you, but you have to make a deal with me. Wendell, you asked confused. Taehyung, yeah, marry me and have a child with me. I will pay for your mom's surgery. His voice was bold and sharp, and they cut through your heart like a knife. You gasped your tears, momentarily forgetting as you looked up at him in shock. But why me? You have so many girls. But you need money for your mom, don't you? Fine, yeah, but how could I? I mean, why me? I'm just an ordinary woman, and you are famous billionaire CEO. How could you choose me? Your voice trembled with disbelief. Your mind racing, understand? Because you are the only one I know and trust. To trust is cough, finding it hard to believe. This is just contract marriage. One already to give him birth to a child, and after that we will end it divorce. You clenched your skirt tightly, struggling to comprehend. He put so cold. Do you only want a child, but why? Why you need a child, but why? Your voice was barely whispered, trembling in confusion. He shot a sharp glare. Taehyung, you don't need to know why Miss Wine and one role. You can't ask me again why I want a child. His voice was deep, carrying a finality, and silence added further questions. Are you ready? His voice was steady as you stared at your lap, thinking about the gravity of his decisions. I am, but I need money in front when I signed a deal. You said heavily, the weight of your choice pressing on you. Taehyung is made. Taehyung, I know here is a deal, paper and the money. He suddenly pulled out a file and a large stock of money from his drawer, placing them on the table. Your eyes went in disbelief. Are you serious? You really want to do this now? Then what's the problem? You said you were ready. He said calmly. He nodded, feeling the lump in your throat grow as he spread the paper in front of you. Your hand trembled as he reached for the pen, and the weight of what you were about to do hitting your heart, but you couldn't back out now. Not when your mother's eyes are depending on it. In just a month, your mom's last chance for surgery would come. She was only 45, and the thought of her losing her sight to this disease was unbearable. You couldn't let her suffer like this. The young turned Mrs. Kim. His tone was suddenly calm, almost peaceful. It was his switch had been flipped. When done, Mr. Kim, you stammered, feeling the reality of the new data sink in. The young good now ready for the next step. He said as he took a deep breath, your nerves started to take over. Take this money, when, and if you need more, just ask me. He handed you the cash. You nodded, taking it with a shake hand. After gathering yourself a left room, feeling his eyes on you as you walked out. Then watched your figure disappear, feeling strangely satisfied. This was right. It had to be you, not anyone else. Flashback 6 months ago. One was busy washing the dishes, followed by sweeping the floor, and then cleaning all the furniture in the house. Once everything was worthless and stored in the living room where an elderly woman and a middle-aged man were seated. Man, when today's payday, here you go. He answered the salary as you see the money, your eyes light up. Thank you, Mr. Han. I will be on my way now. You say happily. One, make sure to come early tomorrow. My daughter is returning from studying abroad and I need you to roughly clean her room upstairs. You nod in agreement. After leaving his house, one heads to her next job. Good morning, Mrs. Wong. You greeted politely, stepping into the apartment after removing your shoes. Good morning, Wan. She smiled warmly as you began your chorus. Unlike Mr. Hans, you find some joy here, especially because of Mrs. Wong's children. You chat with them while cleaning dishes. Wan, we're expecting guests tomorrow, so I need you to stay a bit longer. Don't worry, I will pay extra for the additional work. Initially, you feel a bit tense at the thought, but the manager of extra money calms you down. Every little will help you when you try to save. Alright, Mrs. Wong, I will. After leaving Mrs. Wong's house, you walked down the street. It was now afternoon and your stomach growled with hunger. You hadn't eaten anything since breakfast, even though you had been working non-stop all the morning. As you strolled in, you spotted a restaurant where people inside were enjoying their meal. Through the glass wall, you watched them, but suddenly let your girl throw her food, complaining loudly. That's respectable. You chuckle softly to yourself and move on. As you continued walking, you stopped at a small ramen stall. It was a favorite, not just because it was cheap, but because the stall owner was your friend's grandmother. One good afternoon, Ajima. She smiled warmly and handed you the bowl of ramen. You ate happily, feeling some energy return as you paid her before heading off again. Re-energized, you continued your day. You had one more job to do before nightfall. This wasn't your usual daily work, it was the time you usually spent studying, but since you were on vacation, you decided to use this hour to earn some extra money to help pay for your mom's medical fees. Your destination was a famous cafe and you were grateful to have this cotton job. It was a replacement gig thanks to a close friend who left and now you had taken a spot. You were especially. Since your shift started, you quickly changed into the cafe's uniform, put on the cap and grabbed a notepad and pen, heading to the tables as you approached the waiting customers. Sir, ma'am, what would you like to order? Girl, an iced tea. Man, Japanese matcha mochi. Once more, it's so exhausted, but I finally make it home. Kicking off my shoes, I step inside and immediately hear the soft clicking of pots and pan. I head towards the kitchen and there is, she's my mom, busy cooking. Why are you making food? I ask, sipping water from the glass. She chuckles, almost laughing, but not sure what's so funny. Do you really think I'd let you to do this after working the whole day? She says with a smile as I rolling my eyes slightly. I told her time and time again She has a rare condition and is slowly losing her eyesight. Her doctor already warned me to get her surgery as soon as possible. But it's expensive. For a whole year she had kept it hidden from me, but when I found out her medical paper, I cried so much that day. She worked her entire life in her mom's small bakery, doing her best to give me a proper education, but in the process she neglected her own health. She knows her condition since she was young. Right after my dad left, that's why I am working hard studying and to get a good job. This is my final year and I figured her things will improve after graduate. But before that she needs to operation. To cover the cost, I am working as a maid at two different places and a waiter too. She still runs the bakery, but it's not like used to be. Only a few long-time customers come by, those who love her recipes. Stop ordering like a yagi. She laughs at the wine, but soon I gave in and started to eating delicious meals she made. The next day, as usual, I completed all my work at different places. My aunt daughter Jami had returned home. She looked about my age, but her attitude screamed rich friend, which wasn't surprising considering her background. Did you clean my bedroom properly? Wine, yes, Jami, I did. Jami called me ma'am, you are a maid. I internally sigh but comply. Wine, yes, ma'am. She gives a smirk nod before walking into her room. Later at Mrs. Bong's house, I noticed they had guests. As I looked closer, I realized I recognized them. The middle-aged man was none other than the famous billionaire businessman. His wife, Suhan, was a renowned designer, and of course, the younger man was their son, the CEO of the company. Suddenly, her eyes landed on me. Are you working here? I nodded, feeling a shy. Yes, Mrs. Bong. She's a very sweet girl. You know, my kids absolutely love her. I could feel all the eyes on me and I started to feel a bit nervous. After all, I had dreamed of working at their company once I graduated. Are you studying as well? He asked, looking at me kindly. I nodded. She is really talented. I still remember her ideas from the university seminar I attended. My father in surprise. I never expected him to remember me from that event. Really? Then you should definitely apply to our company after your studies. I nodded, excitement bubbling inside me. She then returned to her son, who had been quietly watching me the whole time. So you work here part-time? Yes, ma'am, I work here part-time. I replied, feeling a glimmer of hope for my future. So when will your graduation will complete? She asked, her interest clearly piqued. I felt a bit frustrated by the sudden attention, but managed to answer calmly. I'm in my final year. I will be graduating in a few months, I said, trying to hide my nervousness. The thought of finishing my studies was exciting, but it also reminded me pressure I was under to find a stable job for my mom's surgery. That's great. You know, our company could really benefit for someone with a fresh perspective. If you have needed financial support or a job, you can always apply at a company as a fresher. He said, really, I could hardly contain my excitement and surprise. This was beyond anything I had imagined. After an invite, you are willing to share more of your brilliant ideas. You could even help our son think with some of upcoming projects. She gestured toward the man who had silently observed the conversation. He gave a slight nod, acknowledging her word. I blinked in surprise. Taehyung, the CEO of one of the most prestigious companies in the country. He had been sitting there quietly watching everything unfold. I hadn't realized I was in the presence of such an influential person. I shifted nervously under his gaze but tried to maintain my composure. I remember the project we presented during the university seminar. It was an innovative and we actually used part of it. Our company, it made a big impact. More than you know, he chuckled slightly, as if recalling something pleasant. My bridges, the project he was talking about was something I had poured my heart into. It was about developing a sustainable solution for large corporations, focusing on both environmental and financial benefit. I had no idea it had reached a level. When I had no idea, I stammered, overwhelmed by the revelation. Well, you know, and that's exactly why we would love to have you on the board. Taehyung could use someone with a vision to help expand some of more innovative ideas. If you're willing to work with them, we can offer you a position even before your graduation. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. This was once in a lifetime opportunity. My heart was called a sleepless night. Studying and working was paying off. My mind raced with thoughts of what this could mean for my future, for my mom. If you're struggling financially or need help with a tuition or anything else, don't hesitate to reach out. We can arrange something for you. After all, investing in someone as talented is a benefit everyone. She smiled warmly and felt my eyes breaking. I look forward to hearing more of your ideas. His voice was calm and deep, but there was a spark interest in his eyes. I glanced at him, and for the first time, I noticed genuine curiosity and respect in his eyes. He wasn't just a CEO, he was something I wanted to hear and what I had to offer. I swallowed, my heart pounding in my chest. Thank you so much. I don't know what to say. I managed to whisper, still trying to process everything. Felt like my life was changing in an instant. Mrs. Fong, I told you she was special, she beamed proudly while her kids ran around the room. My eyes fell on Kim Taehyung. He was looking at me.